Hey, it's Dr. Greg Olson here, coming back with you today. Today is Friday, and we are excited. There's this workshop coming up. We got neuropathy, solutions, what to do about it, how to fix it. So neuropathy, if you're experiencing it, if you're listening to this, neuropathy is literally when the nerves in your either hands or your feet, what's called peripheral neuropathy is the correct term, is when the nerves in your hand or feet begin to deteriorate, degenerate, get damaged. Literally, I say that they literally can be dying within your own body. So with that, when we talk about peripheral neuropathy, there are a couple of different causes and approaches to it. So basic explanations, we did this some last time, but why would the nerves die? What would be causing that? So the nerves are like a hose. They're progressively getting smaller. They start from the spine and get smaller and go out to your extremities. So that hose can be pinched. Could be a structural issue. It could be a metabolic issue, meaning they're not getting the supplies that they need. It could be a toxicity issue, and sometimes that comes from dietary components, lifestyle components, very commonly medications. It can be different types. It can be chemo type medication, but ultimately those nerves from one of those mechanisms gets damaged. And so when we're looking at those nerves, we're going to talk about what's called the hypoxia or ischemia, the lack of blood flow, the lack of oxygen to that nerve tissue. So what happens is, for whatever reason that might be, it could be diabetes, it could be arteries, plaquing in the arteries, but that tissue, those nerve cells, the nerve tissue, those nerve cells, they get a decreased blood supply, they get decreased oxygen, and in that process we're going to say decreased nutrients, decreased energy production. So if you're not getting the blood supply, if you're not getting the oxygen, you're not getting the nutrients, those cells can't produce the energy that they need to survive. And so there's also something in the cells, it's a little bit more complicated, but what's called the pH, or the acid-alkaline balance, and also the cellular energy or the cellular charge. And so if you can picture, you have an engine. It's that cell that's producing the engine that then produces it on a bigger level that goes to the cell and then to the tissue. So if that engine isn't able to produce, then what happens is that the tissue is not going to be able to survive. And so it goes into a different type of energy reserve or production. And when that happens, literally the tissue begins to die, is degenerating, is dying within your body. It increases the waste products, it increases swelling, it's inefficient. So when that's happening, what can you do about it? So ultimately, when we look at that process from the medicine side, Cymbalta, gabapentin, they're really looking at the effect of that. So if you have tissue that's degenerating, that's dying, what can that feel like? So that can be that nerve pain, numbness, burning, tingling, pins and needles. Just that numbness can be like literally not being able to feel anything in your hands or your feet. So the drugs are designed to treat the effect of this tissue dying. And that can be important because you need some relief. But what happens if all you're doing is treating the effect? And that's the only option that you think that you have. The process continues. The tissue continues to die and get damaged and deteriorate. And so ultimately in that process, it's very common to see a progression or ineffectiveness of one drug or an increasing dosage because it's not fixing the problem. So what we like to do here is focus on what we can do to affect the cause, affect the blood supply, affect the oxygen, affect the nutrients, affect the energy production. And so at the workshop next week, Tuesday, September 10th, that's where we're going to be diving into details of what leads to this, and really more importantly is what can we do about it? What is our approach to addressing this problem? So I'm excited. We see lives change every day. If you're experiencing this, you know, what I say is we do life-changing care. Maybe we can change your life. So if you can make it to the workshop, I think that would be fantastic. If you know somebody who's experiencing peripheral neuropathy, numbness, tingling in their hands or feet, you know, please share. It could be life-changing care for them as well. So again, my name is Dr. Greg Olson, your friendly neighborhood functional neurologist, joining you here from Lake Forest, California, sharing with you our workshop coming up next Tuesday, September 10th, 6:30 to 8. I hope to see you there. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.